everyone, this is Court and Mike from Darkside Wrestling. Today's video, a bit different this time. We're going to do stand-up. We're going to do clinching, standing submissions, takedowns, etc. So we're going to look at the overhook lock. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It'll lead us to some, really good high percentage takedowns, potentially even standing submissions or even submissions on the ground. Alright, so let's just start here. Okay, so I'm not going to wait for my opponent to collar tie me or clinch me or anything like that. I'm going to get off first on this one. So I'm going to go straight to a collar tie with inside bicep control. So I've got my inside bicep control. I don't want to have outside control because from here I'll just step in and I've got my overhook. See, so I've got my overhook, and what I'll do is I'll just move here. With my hand here, I'm going to grab my own bicep. So now I've got my overhook lock. My left hand is on my right bicep. Now from here, the first thing I want to do is attack a standing Americana or top double wrist lock, or called the Mir lock. Frank Mir hits it in UFC on Pete Williams in early days. Anyway, so from here, I want to get Mike's elbow inside my body here. So I want to pull my elbow in to pull his elbow in. And from here, I'm going to connect my hands. Now I'm going to keep this elbow on the inside and crank it. And that could be a legit submission. Now, if Mike defends, that's fine, because it'll still put him in a defensive position and set me up for takedowns. So that was the only standing submission in the whole thing. Let's get into some more stuff though. So I've got my overhook lock here still, right? So yeah, I've connected everything. I've got my good head pressure. Now let's go into head and arm throw. So I'm going to pressure Mike. I'm going to push and pull him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give up my overhook lock and grab the tricep. Also what I'm going to be doing is throwing my arm over. And then the last thing I'll be doing is dropping to my knee and swiveling down here. So I'll put all three together. And that's that. We're not going to get into what you can do from head and arm ride. That's a separate video. Alright, next takedown. So same thing. I get to the inside. I step through. Overhook lock. Now, next one will be lateral drop. So pretty similar actually in finish mechanics. So this time I'm going to push Mike. Yeah, and as soon as I get his body on this 45-degree angle, like bent over, all I have to do is just sit back and drop. And I can still get the head and arm ride. Alright, so that was that there. One more finish from this side and we'll do overhook lock on the other side. So, I want to get to the inside. I scoop. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm not going to stay in overhook lock. I'm going to go into quarter Nelson. So I'm going to create some pressure on my head, and with this hand here, I'm going to put it on the top of his head. But I'm going to connect this hand on the top of that hand there. So I'm going to spin over here. You see here, I've got a quarter Nelson. Alright, so we might as well just stay here, to be honest. So from here, I've got him bent over. There's no lateral drops here, but what I can do is snap him down. So I've got my snap down, and now I just basically go to my knees. Alright, now, let's go to another submission here. So we'll go into Schultz choke. So I'll get off this knee here. I'll go into an S grip, punch this over, put my head down, and finish like a modified anaconda choke. Sweet as. Thank you very much, Mike. Now let's hit the other side. So this time we're going to do this side overhook lock instead. So this time we'll do a regular 50-50 collar tie with outside bicep control. So grab my bicep. Yep. So with this one, I I will step back here, thus creating my overhook, and then with this hand, which was on the bicep, right, I will go into a collar tie. Okay, then I'll get my overhook lock again. So let's go back here. So here I've got my overhook lock, it's all connected and everything. Okay, so now the last takedown and submission will be a standing bottom double wrist lock, or Kimura. So same thing, I'm going to go into a quarter Nelson yet again. So my collar tie hand is simply going to switch to the other side of his neck. So I'm here. So here I've got space. Now what I'll do is I'll push and create more space. Now my right arm is pretty much where it wants to be anyway. I want to go attack his wrist. All my left arm has to do is go over. So just for a better angle, I've got this here. Now, if I don't get my arm up, he's just going to go to a single leg. So I need to keep it tight to my chest and raised up. Here he's mechanically weak. If I'm here, he can grab a single leg and he can probably take me down. But up here, I've got sort of a bunch of finishes. We'll just do one where I take him down and end up in side saddle. So from here, I keep up, I walk, he's down, I immediately step that head over and finish like that. Too easy. So there's a lot you can do from that overhook lock. We showed you several takedowns, submissions, but just the two entries. Now those two entries are proactive, not reactive. There's probably reactive entries you can get where you just got a collar tie, I've just got a overhook. If I've just got my overhook loose like this, it's extremely easy just to get to this. That's not going to happen very often, but it can. So if you do have that single overhook, look, you might as well upgrade it to overhook lock. It's actually also a very defensive position as well. Mike can't do a whole lot to me from here. His left arm is very much out of play, and even if he's got head pressure here, he can't really connect to anything here. And then, especially once I get the head pressure back, he's pretty much done here. I can transition to quarter Nelson, head and arm throws, etc. So, give that a go. It's not very difficult, but there's a lot of nuances with the submission chains and the takedowns, that's for sure. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.